Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome to a Star Citizen update. We've just had the live stream over the last couple of days. Lots to go through today. Let's start off with talking about what's on sale at the moment. There is quite a large sale happening. The concept of the sale is based around exploration, and there's some big ships there, and one of my favourites as well. We've got the Endeavour, the Crucible, clearly my favourite as well. The Karak is on sale. So if you did miss the previous sale on these ships, then I suggest you go and take a look, guys, because these ones don't come on sale very often. There's obviously quite a few other ships on sale as well, like the Avenger, and we'll talk about that in a minute. There's a new Avenger sort of mechanic that's come out. But let's start talking about some of the big news, and that is 2.0. For the guys that don't know what 2.0, this is when we were actually basically, I want to say starting the game, but we actually get to fly in open space. So let's start from the top. So 2.0 is actually live now. It's live to 1,000 people so far. And the way they've done the selection is not what I originally thought they were going to do. They've actually selected the top 1,000 people that have actually been reporting the bugs via the issue cancel. Yeah, very lucky people. But at the same time, the idea of the PTU is a sort of a pre-test. The expectation from Star Citizen is there's going to be bugs, there's going to be issues, because they haven't really tested it with a large amount of people. So when will we see it, or when will I see it? I'll see it if anyone gives me their login. And I guess you guys will see it when, I reckon it's going to be a couple of weeks, once the bugs have been ironed out. I'll be surprised if they nail it in a week, so probably 1 to 2 weeks. I think the idea with the PTU is to steadily increase that 1,000 up higher and higher and higher, so they obviously increase the load testing. So what are you actually going to be able to do once you get your hands on 2.0? I was actually quite surprised with this, guys. I was actually expecting a lot less. I did expect, you know, a little bit of multi-crew and a bit of flying about, but I didn't expect the quite substantial amount of content that's actually been added just for this sort of, let's just say, open world test. Now, you've got 8 commandery missions, 8 research missions, there's 1 exploration mission, I have no idea what that's going to be. There's 1 PvP station where you can test out the FPS aspect of it in its very early state. There's 20 random encounters that will happen. I think that more than likely these encounters are going to be sort of, you know, more, I won't say hard-coded, but preset encounters. There's also going to be other encounters as well, like normal battle encounters, obviously. There's actually a battle near an asteroid belt. We don't know the full details of that. I suppose something to look forward to go and see what the crack is on that one. Currently, as it stands, you can get anywhere between 12 and 16 ships. This does not mean 12 or 16 players, because obviously, because it's going to be a multi-crew test, this will increase over the period of time, but I suppose they're probably going with quite an optimistic amount to start with, just to sort of load test and test it out. There's also 3 stations that you can actually visit, which are actually boardable, so that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have 9 repair stations and refueling stations. Now keep in mind, both of these stations are, let's just call it a placeholder to what the real refueling and repair will actually be, because I'll put a link in the description, guys, so if you want to actually have a sort of a bit more in-depth look into how the actual repair mechanics are going to work, then just check out in the description below. For multi-crew ships, we're going to have the Retaliator and the Constellation. Constellation is going to be the main primary ship here. Anyone that has got anything larger or a Constellation will get the Constellation, and this will also be the new version as well, so yeah, something else to take a look around as well. Moving on to something that is a new mechanic within Star Citizen, and that is the Avenger Warlock. Now this is using a EMP device. Can't really say much on it because I haven't tried it yet. I've seen it explained. There's a massive sort of generator in the back that charges up and then deploys a blast. Let's make an assumption if you see an Avenger and he powers down all of his lights and his weapons, then there's a high possibility that he's going to be doing a blast. You might want to sort of configure a button or some sort of quick shift button to power down so you don't get blasted by this EMP. I think you've actually got to be relatively close to actually have an effect on a ship. How close that is, gonna have to test that in game. We also have a new ship in hangar as well, and that's the Vanguard, which does look absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to do the ship review and have a walk around that one. So what are you going to be able to do on the multi-crew aspect of it? Well, obviously you've got the gun turrets, and also you've got some ship systems as well. There's also the new flight control mode that has actually been implemented. I've actually did say in one of my videos before, did talk about this in quite detail. There's 3 modes, and basically the modes have been put in place to help with making fine adjustments and faster adjustments. It's almost like a sensitivity control, if you want to call it that, to some respects. We can try that out once it's in game. And the final thing on the agenda, guys, is the FPS aspect of it. Now, when you start in game, you will have a handgun. You can actually get other guns by going and collecting it for one of the stations. One of the other interesting things that are going to be inside the game from an FPS point of view is healing. So all of you medics out there who are interested in hospital ships and healing people, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to go and test out the mechanics that Star Citizen have given us sort of early access for. Now, the way I see what's been delivered, guys, this is an incredible amount of content for an open world PTU release, I would say. But saying that, I really see in the next, let's just say 3 to 6 months, a massive progression of content that we're going to see. It's a lot more easier to release content now and test things out by just dropping it into this open world. And not only that, I think that we'll see a lot more activity in game. There's probably around about 3 to 4 hours of sort of missions and things to do outside of, you know, the normal PvP and the ship sort of PvP as well. Probably maybe have 6 to 8 to maybe 10 hours of gameplay to keep you entertained. Now, the next on the agenda is what's next after 2.0. The focus is going to be cargo and cargo delivery to start with. So the final thing today, guys, if you're looking to sign up on the RSI site, there's a link below. You can get yourself 6,000 UEC for free. Even if you're not actually planning on playing the game now, even if you actually just go and secure your in-game name for maybe, you know, 5-6 months down the line, or maybe even a year, it's worth doing just for getting the cash and securing your name. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.
All right, gentlemen, fire her up.